Add in word problems. You've had 2 days of solving inequality so far. We're going to add this word problems. I was combining real world situations with word problems. There you go. Read the first example, please, Elliot.
Jade has $50 in the savings account at the beginning of the summer. She wants to have at least $20 in the account by the end of the summer. She withdraws $4 each week for food, clothes, and movie tickets.
Probably not accurate. Write an inequality that expresses Jade's situation and display it on the graph below for how many weeks can Jade withdraw money. She's probably not spending $4 a week. She's probably just saving it. When you have a word problem, you're thinking of a few things. The first thing you're thinking of is the variable. We need something that we're not sure of, what we're trying to find, and it tells me usually in the question, how many weeks? So let's make X, or you could make W, the number of weeks she can withdraw money. Once you have the variable, we're going to look for one number that repeats, the other number that stays the same. If she has $50, is that amount repeating? No, that's her like lump sum that she has to start. That's going to stay one time. This is your one-time amounts. Most of these problems will then have something that repeats. What number would repeat, Wyatt? 20 or 4?
4.
4 is each week, and that was what we were looking for. So if you have 4 repeating, and we're withdrawing, what does withdraw mean, silent hand? Felix? It's taking out money. If I'm taking out money, am I adding or subtracting, whole class?
You're adding to your own
We had a
account.
conversation. Discuss for 20 seconds. Go. Turn and talk.
You're adding. Well, it's an add in.
Tell your partner, not me. No, you know, I know this. 3, 2, 1. What did you think, Sarah? Add or subtract? Because you're withdrawing money, withdrawing means you're taking out of an account. So if you are depositing, a deposit would be adding. That's the bank term for adding money back to your account. We're not going to equal it. She needs at least, box the words at least. She needs at least $20 at the end of summer. If I have at least 10 donuts on Saturday, I have at least 10. Is my inequality going to be greater than or equal to, less than or equal to? I'm going to say it again. I have at least 10 donuts. I have at least 10. Rock, paper, scissors. Show me what you think. Get your answer ready. 1, 2, 3. 2, 2, 2, 3. Don't change your answer. Be confident in what you got. Maya, what'd you get? I didn't see anything. Show me. You're thinking still? All right, hands down, Waylon. Why are you saying it's greater than or equal to? Explain your reasoning.
Well, because with the donuts, if you have greater than or equal to 10 donuts, then you have at least 10.
You could have 10. You could have 11. Yeah, you could have 12. The easiest way for me when I'm thinking of inequality keywords, sometimes they won't say greater than. They'll give you like another key, like at least. Throw it into a scenario that you can think of it. For me, it's always donuts. If I say at least 10, I know in my head I'm getting like 10 or 11 and I'm a happy person. If it's at most 10, I'm not as happy because I could end up getting 0. If it's at most 10 donuts, the highest I can go is 10, but it could be 0 or 1. I'm a little more nervous when I get to my donut day on Saturday when I'm ordering donuts, even though I shouldn't be because I'm the one ordering the donuts. Here we go. This is your inequality. The hardest part of word problems is just being precise and making sure you get the correct sign. The moment you have the wrong sign or the wrong order of numbers, you could be thrown off. To graph this guy, we are going to move things around and get x by itself. Yeah, Sure. Yeah, why not? Subtract 50 on both sides. Negative 4x is greater than or equal to negative 30. Why are you the way that you are? Did I mess up? Oh, we're going to have a decimal. Whatever. Divide by negative 4. Divide by negative 4. When I divide by a negative number, what happens to the inequality sign, Tanner? Greater than goes to less than. 30 divided by 4 is an ugly decimal, but we won't discriminate. It is 7 point something. 7.5? X is less than or equal to 7.5. We're going to plot this on interesting. Make your X and your Y down here. This is going to be, I'll go over by 0.5. So I'm going to count 1, skip 1, go 2, skip 1, go 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And this is crossing the X value at 7.5. Go ahead and go to 8. If it crosses the X value at 7.5, you're going to fill in a solid line all the way over to 7.5. That's confusing. There's your dots. So it means what in this situation? How many weeks could I withdraw money? If it's less than, I could take up to 7.5 weeks. Could I withdraw money for 5 weeks? Yeah, and still have more than 20. Could I withdraw money for 1 week? Sure. Could I withdraw money for 8? No, that is more than. That is your graph. Example 2, the bowling alley charges a $50 flat fee for birthday party rental and $10 for each person. You should be thinking as you annotate, what are my key numbers? What is the number that repeats? What's the number that stays the same? What's my total? What's my inequality? Circle numbers, box keywords as I finish. Kawan has no more than $100 to budget for his party. Write an inequality that models the situation and display it on the graph. How many people can Kawan invite to the party? What is my number that repeats? What's the number that stays the same? Karen, between 50, 10, and 100, which number is repeating? 10 is per person. You found your variable, Kieran. What's my variable for this one? Sure, but what does X mean?
No money, right?
The question kind of clues me into the variable, since the variable is the missing thing. What does the question ask me to find? You're correct. Go with your gut. And I didn't say anything. You're the one that second guessed yourself. Number of people. Well, that's part of math, so thanks for elaborating and thinking. Who can attend? We have 10x for 10 repeating, and they charge $50 for a flat fee. If they charge 50 bucks, and then you have to pay 10, am I adding or subtracting 50? Turn and talk to your partner. Go. Why? Think about it. What's my total? Interesting. 3, 2, 1. Jackson, what do you think? Add or subtract? That's what we did in the first one, right? So it kind of makes sense. The key to when you get to the part where you're trying to think of the operation is to look at what the inequality is going to be and the number. If Kawan can spend no more than 100, this is the amount he's spending. And he's spending 50 bucks and then 10 per person. He's spending 50 bucks and then 10. This is the total he can spend. What do you think, Tanner? It's adding. This is his total cost. So he's adding up his cost, and he wants to be no more than 100. Elliot, Andrew, hands. No more than is your keywords. If I have no more than 10 donuts, I have no more than 10, what inequality sign will I use? Let's rock, paper, scissors. Show me your answer. 1, 2, 3. I have no more than 10. Nice. Abby, what would it be? Number 4 or less than or equal to. If I can't have more, I could have 10, but I would be 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, or 3. Let's solve it and graph. I know, I made it too easy. I was, whatever. You'll be fine. 5. That's how many. I don't have to flip. It stays the same. Drop that on your number line. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Is my line dotted or filled in, Andrew? It is a filled in line. It goes down to 5. And that's it. Shade all the way to the left. What does this mean when I shaded to the left? Kylie, if I chose the 2, what does that mean in the context of this problem? And he can invite 2. He could also invite 3. Could he invite 1.5? Probably not. Sometimes graphs make sense. Yeah, well, I would still say that's a person. Example 3, final one, and this is where it gets slightly trickier. Read it for me. Porter, the drama club. Love seeing teams annotate. Keep going. Annotate. Key thing to underline is inequalities. They want you to write 2. That's your clue that it's going to be a system. We need the income from food sold and donuts sold. Those are your 2 systems. They're going to include donuts and food. I have 2 for every donuts. Let's make that 2x. I have 3 for every bagel. Make that 3y. I don't know the number of donuts or bagels. That's my variable. Sure. Sure. Yeah, if you made the x the bagel, that's fine. 2 is the 2 is the donut, 3 is the bagel. They need to make at least 60. Box at least. What inequality goes in between? Yeah. Yeah, and it's going to start being a little more automatic the more you see this similar language. Here's the second inequality. The club knows they sell more than 10. If they sell more than 10 donuts, X should be greater than 10. They sell more than 10. So let's solve this, graph it, and then we'll see what the inequality looks like. Start out with the 2x plus 3y equals 60. Or greater than or equal to. When we have an x and a y, the goal is to get y by itself. Let's move 2x to the right side. 3y is left over. How do I get this in slope-intercept form? Lexi. You're on the right track. How do I get this in slope-intercept form? So it's y. Yeah, all the terms. Great, let's do it. Y is by itself. You are a happy camper. And you get negative 2/3 for your slope plus 20, Sarah. Thanks. You now have y equals mx plus b. Go to 20. Let's fill this guy in though so that we have a clear slope intercept. Sure. Let's count by. Is it going to go up to 20? What should I count by? We could count by 20 or by ones. Go up to 20 here. What did I say the y values represented? The number of what? Okay, so let's label that on the left side. The y is the number of bagels. That means the x would be number of donuts. Let's count by ones. Yeah. Did you finish this? Could you wait like 2 minutes? Okay, we graphed all the way up. We labeled x and y. Let's graph our first inequality. Start at 20. What's my slope for this one, Colby?
Your slope is -2.
Go down 2, go over 3, make a dot. Go down 2, go over 3, make a dot. Down 2, over 3. Is it a dotted or solid line, Kingston?
Solid.
Pac-Man has a chin, fill the line in, make sure it's semi-neat. Okay, go to the second inequality. If x is bigger than 10, go to the x value, make a dot on 10. Is this a dotted or a solid line, Wyatt? X is bigger than 10.
Not more equal to.
Good. Okay. Let's go ahead and shade the first inequality. If y is bigger than negative 2/3 x plus 20, do I shade above or below? Above it, since it's bigger. Let's shade that. If x is bigger than 10, do I shade left or right? Why, it'd be to the right. Mix this up. Go to the line, shade to the right. What section am I going to say is my solution set? I'll give you options. 1, 2, or 3. Show me on your hands. Hands down, Felix, why is it 2? Yeah, they're both shaded, so this is your solution set. What does that mean in the context of this problem? Well, if I sell 12 donuts and 14 bagels, I'm going to meet my goal of $60. If I sell 10 donuts and 14 bagels, will I meet my goal? No, because 10 is a dotted line. So your solution set is anything in here besides being on the dotted line to the left. You have one similar problem in number 1. This is like example 3. Start out on that one. Then you have another 3-word problems to choose from. When you get to number 5, it's slightly different. This is a little bit of review. These are the types of examples that are going to show up on your geometry placement test in May. They're going to give you a graph, and they're going to have you match which inequality goes to this graph. So far, we've just been graphing them and then matching. Wait, have we been doing this? We've just been graphing one and then doing that and showing it. They're going to give you one graph, and you'll match the inequality. So it's similar, just kind of flipped. We'll work on that in 10 minutes. Yes. I like systems of equations. Inequalities is okay too. Systems.
Like
It's just it's just satisfying. Yeah, it's just satisfying to like get X, then get Y, then like find a dot. Yeah, this one's okay. Yeah. Mhm. There are no answers for this bronze section. I apologize. You can check in with a partner to make sure that you have the right answer. Then raise your hand if you're a bit stuck.